Hey everyone, my name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. If you're looking for a financial education channel where you can learn about financial investments, looking for undervalued sectors, technical charting, I do all this stuff to really, I think, make a well-rounded investing individual. If that interests you, click subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and leave comments below. I go over a wide variety of topics. Sometimes I dive into electric vehicles. Sometimes I go more to engineering stuff. I have an engineering background, but I do like investing quite a bit. So I started an investing channel. Today, we're going to go over electric vehicle battery minerals. If we're going to ramp up electric vehicles and batteries are going to be used in those electric vehicles, I want to know what the minerals are in it to see potentially where we could be putting some money for investments. So in this one, I call this the EV battery minerals. And I'm going to give you a couple quotes here. So this is from Tesla. Tesla Incorporated expects global shortages of nickel, copper, and other electric vehicle battery minerals down the road due to underinvestment in the mining sector, the company's global supply manager said. According to Tesla spokesman, the comments were industry specific and referring to the long-term supply challenges that may occur with regards to these metals. That's what they were talking about. Copper. So it says electric cars use twice as much copper as internal combustion engines. So-called smart home systems, such as Alphabet's Incorporated Nest thermostat and Amazon.com Incorporated's Alexa personal assistant, will consume about 1.5 million tons of copper by 2030, up from 38,000 tons today. That's a big increase. According to the data from consultancy BSRIA. All that will make the red metal and other minerals scarcer commodities, which worries Tesla. And then I want to talk about nickel here. Maricel added, according to the sources, that Tesla will continue to focus more on nickel, part of a plan by Chief Executive Elon Musk to use less cobalt in battery cathodes. Cobalt is primarily mined in the Democratic Republic of Congo, and some extraction techniques, especially those using child labor, have made its use deeply unpopular across the battery industry, especially with Musk. And there's the information that I got from. So EV minerals, the popularity of EV is expected to create 2- or 3-fold increases in demand for battery minerals over the next decade. Key sources of these minerals include Indonesia, home of 25% of the world's nickel resources. China has taken a leading spot in EV battery production, becoming a key market for these minerals. Indonesia is developing its own EV industry, creating new opportunities for miners and manufacturers. So this is EV minerals. This momentum is causing huge growth in the market for the metals used in EV batteries. CRU Mobility and Energy Futures has predicted that the EV market will need around 1.3 million tons of nickel each year by 2030, compared to 600,000 tons in 2018. So over a doubling of production of nickel. Cobalt is facing a similar rise in demand, with experts predicting a 332% increase in global supply from its 2017 levels to 314,000 tons per annum. Some companies that I would look into would be BHP Group. That's ticker symbol BHP. It's another large, diverse resource company working in minerals, gas, and oil. Its Nickel West Arm Mines concentrates, smelts, and refines nickel in Western Australia. Over 75% of its nickel goes towards the production of batteries. The company is currently building a plant to produce nickel sulfate for use in the lithium-ion batteries that power EVs. Demand for mineral resources created a healthy 2019 for the company, which saw its attributable profit rise almost 40%. Another company, VALE, that's the ticker symbol, VALE, produced 250 metric tons of nickel in 2018. Its nickel is extracted from mines in Brazil, Canada, New Caledonia, and Indonesia, the latter providing it with access to the same profitable markets as bulk metals. The company faced a challenging year in 2019 thanks to an accident at one of its mining operations, and this has given it a renewed focus. In December, Vale announced a strategy for safe growth over the next few years, which will help it in balancing profits with safe, lasting expansion. And then Freeport-McMoRan. This is another one, FCX. Also mines in Indonesia, where it has access to one of the world's largest copper and gold deposits. Copper's extensive use in renewable energy and EV means that the company's 3 Indonesian mines could become another major source of resources for Indonesia's EV developments, as well as the EV battery industry around Asia and the Pacific. So Freeport-McMoRan is another great copper play if you guys want some diversified miners in your portfolio. Those are the 3 that I do own all 3. I own some other ones too. Norilsk Nickel is another one, NILSY. I own South 32. That's got a little bit different mix than this, which is SOUHY. Those are the ones that I hold. I also hold RIO, Rio Tinto. Those are my big diversified miners that pay pretty good dividends. These are kind of the big boys that play out in the market and have the big mines. And if you see a very large increase in iron, in copper, nickel, all these different types of, zinc, these are great companies to hold because they own all of them. It's a diversified basket with a very high dividend that you can hold that I think are pretty low risk because they have operations in a lot of different countries and they produce a lot of different metals. And when you're in a bull market in commodities, these big diversified miners, I think, will perform very well. They've performed very well in the past, going up well over 10 times. Some of them went up 20 times plus last bull market in the 2000s. So they perform well, they pay dividends, and they're diversified. That's what I like about them. If you guys like this content, give me a thumbs up. Leave some comments below on what you guys think. And thank you for listening. This is Finding Value.